New today, a new trade deal that supports hope boosts the Hawkeye state.
President Trump has signed into law the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement, the new deal, which replaces NAFTA, which Mr. Trump railed against during his 2016 campaign. The plan puts in tougher labor protections, but it largely leaves the trillions of dollars in trade flow between the three countries unchanged. At the signing on the White House South Lawn Wednesday, President Trump touted this new deal.
The USMCA is estimated to add another 1.2% to our GDP and create countless new American jobs. It will make our blue-collar boom, which is beyond anybody's expectation, even bigger, stronger, and more extraordinary.
Well, Senator Chuck Grassley released a statement on the president signing the USMCA, saying in part, quote, "This updated agreement opens up new market access for Made in America products. That means thousands of new jobs and a level playing field for U.S. farmers and manufacturers."
Senator Joni Ernst sharing her thoughts on the USMCA being signed. Quote, "The USMCA will have a tremendous impact on Iowa's economy, given that we export more goods to Mexico and Canada than we do with our next 27 trading partners combined." And Senator Joni Ernst tweeting her support for the president signing the trade deal as well. She shared these photos of her standing with other dignitaries, including Senator Chuck Grassley.
And joining us on the phone tonight is former House Speaker and State Representative Linda Upmeyer.
She was at today's signing ceremony in Washington. And Representative Upmeyer, thanks for joining us. This is a significant deal because it was also a bipartisan deal. Does that make it easier for Americans to embrace it, do you think?
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. Absolutely, I think it does. First of all, I would be remiss not to thank the president for creating this opportunity and making this promise to Americans to update the old NAFTA agreement to something that was far more fair and transparent and opened up export markets. Certainly, Senator Grassley and Senator Ernst had a big part to play in the Senate, but absolutely having our congressional delegation supporting this was wonderful. Iowans are united in support for this plan, I think.
The farmers are probably going to like it a lot because Canada and Mexico are such big markets. Does it do what it needs to do for Iowa farmers, do you believe?
Well, I think it does. It does a couple of things. First of all, for those that are, dairy and poultry, it expands the market dramatically. For people that are shipping grain, it creates an opportunity to have all that grain in a standardized grading system, so that all grain is looked at the same way instead of having different depending on where it comes from. So I think that's a very positive thing. It opens market for more ethanol. So as you well know, $6.6 billion in exports in 2018 with Mexico and Canada. I think that opportunity is expanded dramatically under the USMCA.
One criticism of the deal, it does not address climate change in any way, and critics of the deal say that's a major oversight. How do you feel about that one?
Well, I think there were a couple things that people would have liked to see in there. I think one of the other ones is the digital trade issues, but I think it sets standards for some of those things that get us started with conversations about how we approach some of those perhaps tougher issues moving forward as those issues expand. But I think this was such a win for families and farmers and ranchers and small businesses, reducing red tape, and the American workforce. This is jobs. It levels the playing field. I think it's a great opportunity. So I think we can view the whole picture. Everything has critics, but certainly this is a plan that is good for Iowa.
You mentioned jobs. Does it do anything additionally to stop the flow of jobs to Mexico? Some critics have also said it doesn't really change that language that stops companies from moving into the Mexican labor market.
Well, I think what it does do is improve the import-export market so that they don't have as many reasons. I mean, you find that with the improved tax policy, and they don't have as many reasons to go somewhere else. Our challenge and what we all are focusing on now is making sure we have a workforce well-trained, ready to do those jobs, and I think everybody's all in on that. So I think it's going to be good for workers, families, the economy. So I think it's positive. It's absolutely a net positive.
All right, Representative Linda Upmeyer, thanks so much for joining us today.